All right, today I'm just gonna complain, bro. I was sitting here thinking about what I'm gonna talk about. I didn't know what I was gonna talk about, and then I was like rubbing my elbow, and I felt some pain and soreness, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, let me just fucking complain for a minute. So yesterday's video, it was in the morning at work time. I was in the van, and I was like, dude, it's fucking pouring down rain, and we have flash flooding warnings across the whole delivery area, and the station, like Amazon has a policy where if the weather's unsafe, they will call off deliveries for that day and you'll still get paid. And if flash flooding warnings across the whole fucking delivery area are not bad weather, that doesn't constitute as bad weather, then what the fuck is? And I asked my manager, I said all this in the video, but it's a 1 minute video. I asked my manager, I asked him that, what does constitute it? And all he said was tornado. It's like, okay, like, yeah, but obviously that's like an extreme example. Anyway, it was a fucking absurd. Like the rain was coming down so hard you can't see when you're driving. Like that should be the line for sure. Probably before that. But anyway, the day's already starting off shitty. I'm soaked. My shoes are soaked. The fucking parking lot that you have to walk through to find your van is not what's the word, drained properly. So there's fucking huge ass thick puddles of water like that deep in parts of it that you have to go through. There's no way to not go through it. So my shoes were already soaked at the very start of the day. Luckily I packed an extra pair and a fuck ton of extra socks because I knew this would happen. But that's just a super shitty start to the day. And the weather forecast was showing that it was potentially going to lighten up later on in the day, but you can never count on that shit, first of all. And I saw two different differing weather forecasts that one said it was going to be getting worse throughout the day. So right there, you can't count on that. So my mental in the morning, socks soaked, shoes soaked, and I already know I'm going to have a terrible day. And then I get to my fucking route, like the route on my phone shows up, and it's the route that I've been having for the past week that I've already been complaining about. And I'm going to try to explain this in a way that non-Amazon people will understand it, but it probably won't fully get through. But like, there's different kinds of routes, right? Like you might have like a mostly business route or like mostly city, like business stuff. And those are usually like lower stop counts, like maybe 120, something like that, if it's like all businesses. And because it's difficult to navigate the traffic, and you have to do extra stuff with businesses. Like you have to take it inside, get a name. It takes a little bit longer than just running up to a porch, taking the photo, drop it off. Okay, so there's businesses, there's apartments, which everybody hates apartments unless you have the same apartment route and you're really used to how the layout of the apartment goes. Everyone hates apartments. You got to climb stairs. You have to fucking search for the door number, walk down hallways. Like, if you have multiple packages, you have to carry your big ass tote all the way up and down the hallways. It's terrible. There's residential, which, like, for me, residential is just like a suburb, like you're going through a whole neighborhood, and you got houses on the left and the right, and you're hitting all these houses that ordered packages, going through the whole neighborhood. And that's the easiest one, at least for me. That's what I like. It's fast, all your stops are close by, and you just breeze through a neighborhood, and then maybe you'll move to the next neighborhood, and you got like 3 neighborhoods to do. And that's fucking quick and easy. You can run all day if you want to, and you can finish really quick. And then there's country, which is like, you're out in the boonies, in the sticks and shit. Huge drive times between stops. Sometimes you'll pull up into a richer neighborhood where it's like there's nice houses, and like you don't have to deal with the normal country problems, which I'll get into in a second. But still, there's huge long driveways and long ass fucking yards and stuff that you have to either pull down their driveway, which takes extra time, or just fucking run and book it and save some time, but you're fucking running across their lawn. And if you have an all country route, usually it's like anywhere from like as low as like 80 to like 140 or so, depending on what kind of country it is. But they lower the stops because there's more drive time and there's more time to do shit. Another shitty thing about country is that almost always there's like 50% of the stops or more have their dogs just out in the yard, and they're aggressive. So it's like they order a package, but they don't put their fucking dog up or chain it up. And so what do they want me to do? Like, I get there and I have to contest with your fucking dog and I have to call them and say, hey, pull your dog inside or you're not going to get your package. I'm going to take it back. And then they come and get their dog and pull it out inside. Or they're like, yesterday I had a dude, not yesterday, 2 or 3 days ago, on the same route that I'm talking about. I had, I walked into the yard and I saw the dog sitting on the porch, and you make eye contact with them and you keep walking slowly to see how they're going to react, and usually you can tell. And I could tell. This guy was a fucked up, mangy looking dog. They don't take care of it. And he's just sitting there on the porch like eyeing me, not moving a muscle, just eyeing me. Usually if they're going to be happy, the wagging the tail is like a 50-50. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're not. But if they're happy, they're trotting towards you and they got their tail wagging and you're good. But I could just tell this fucker was going to do something. So I'm still walking forward, hoping that he'll just like get scared and run away. That happens too sometimes. And I'm like halfway into the yard. He waits for me to get halfway into the yard so he has some time to chase me. And he starts fucking going like that. Like no warning, just boom, starts running. And like his mouth is like snarling and fucking barking and like aggressive. He's clearly coming to bite me. And so I fucking turn around and run as fast as I can to get to my van. He's like this far behind me by the time I jump into my van, and he's fucking fucking barking at me, right? So that pissed me off, obviously. I called the dude, and nothing against him being foreign or anything, but it's a Mexican dude that can't speak English very well. And I say, hey man, your dog. And he's like, my dog? Yeah, I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I'm basically telling him like, your dog just chased me off your yard. I need you to come get him, or so I can deliver your package. And a little bit more back and forth of me saying that over and over, and he's like, my dog? He's not getting it. And finally it clicks. He's like, oh no, she's friendly. And I'm like, no, she's not friendly. She just chased me off your yard, snarling and barking at me, trying to bite me. She is not friendly. I'm not going to take your package to you. I'm going to take it back unless you bring the dog inside. And he says, okay, let me call my son. And he calls his son or whatever, and the son comes out and he's like smiling and acting goofy as if like I'm being dramatic. But people don't understand the way that your dog interacts with you is not necessarily the way that your dog interacts with strangers. And you're asking me to come to your house and deliver a package, and you're putting me in an unsafe situation. So anyway, that's super annoying. That's like one of my most hated things. So we got businesses, we got apartments, we got residential, and we got country. That's pretty much, am I missing anything? There's also like, if you want to count apartments as like senior living places, sometimes there's like a senior living apartment on this route that I'm talking about. There's a senior living place, and you go there and it's one stop on your itinerary, like one out of your so odd stops, I'm listing the numbers. And one stop, but there's like multiple locations, meaning you like if you're on a residential road and all the houses are close to each other, if you have 2 houses right next to each other or 3 right next to each other that are all getting a package, that's going to be one stop, because you get out of your van and you take them all to the 3 houses. So it's a way for them to disguise how big the routes are, but you can still check how many locations you have, right? So anyway, the senior living place almost always has like 6 locations, and it's this huge fucking roundabout thing with 3 floors that you have to go and like take your packages basically and roam around and look for these fucking door numbers. So that's pretty much all of the, if I'm thinking of everything, I'm pretty sure that's all of the like the types of routes pretty much, right? And usually it's mostly just one of those things, right? So it's like you'll have like either an all business route, or it's like half business, half residential. So it's like the difficult part is the business, and then you go to the residential and it's the easy part. And then that's like maybe a 160 stop route, 150. Or you'll have all country, right? And it'll be a lower route. It'll be a lower stop route. Or you'll have mostly apartments and then some residential, and that'll be a lower stop route, because the apartments also have multi-stops. And they're just annoying and difficult to deal with because you have to go up and downstairs and shit. Anyway, so this route that I've been having for the past week is a combination of literally everything that I just listed. All of them, right? So it's country houses with fucking dogs Like I just said, that was one of the examples, the one I talked about. And that's like not the only one. There's like fucking at least 20 of those. At least 20 of those where they have their dog out and their dog is aggressive and they're not chained up in any way. So there's that. Country stops where their yards and everything is fucked up and you never know if a dog is lurking under one of their random ass junk cars they got in their fucking yard. You have to be vigilant and like cautious everywhere. There's long drive times in between these stops. I have apartments where I have to go. Sometimes, I have to go and go upstairs and like go around the apartment complex. But most of the time there's a locker at this apartment complex and I just go and put all the packages in the locker. There's the senior living place that I mentioned. There's residential houses as well, just small chunks of them. So I'll do like 10 houses in this little strip and then drive to another place further away and do another like 5 houses. And it's not like a huge chunk of like 40, 50 stops, how residential is supposed to be. And then there's also businesses. So I'm also going into the city and fucking dealing with the traffic and doing the business shit. Did I list all of them? It's literally every single fucking thing. And guess what? You might think like, okay, based on what I've said so far, you might think, oh, okay, this route has a low stop count, right? Because it has all these difficult things in it, and they're all mixed up too. And I'm driving between 2 cities to do this, like Mesquite and Balch Springs and Dallas. They're like, I don't even know how to describe it on a map, but it's like a range of like 30 or 40 miles or something that I'm driving up and down, which is ridiculous. It's insane. And my stop count for the last week on this route has been consistently 175. 175, okay? That is like peak residential route numbers, okay? Like the highest residential route I've ever gotten is like 192 or like 195 or something, and that's like fucking crazy. That's an insane number. Usually like 180 is like the kind of the topper for residential routes. This route is all fucked up and it has 175 stops every day. I don't understand how the fucking algorithm makes it. Anyway, if I want to finish it, I have to fucking run all day. So yesterday, I'm finally getting to my point. I started the day off shitty, right? I already explained all that. I won't go through it again. And then I get to my phone and I've already been complaining about this route to dispatch. I've already been like, guys, this route is fucking ridiculous. What is going on? Like what is happening to the algorithm? I'm getting fucked. And I look at my route on this day with the fucking rain and the flash flooding warnings. And guess what? 186 stops. It went up. 186 stops. And then I see them like, okay, the way that you load your van, right? They organize your packages into bags. Like, so it's like a huge tote, like, this long and like this thick. It's a big bag. This, I can't show you, but like, I don't know. It's a big, huge, like, semi-rigid bag that they put your boxes and packages in and they sort them. So you open one bag and you do all those stops and then it's the next bag, right? But you get packages that are either too heavy or won't fit in the bag or, a combination of both or whatever. Like they just don't fit into the structure of where the bags go. And those are called overflow. So you have individual packages that you put in your van as well. And it'll tell you to go look for that one. When you get to it, it'll say overflow and it's not in the bag. Normally on this route, I've had, maybe 20 overflow and like 16 bags, which is a big route, but, it's organizable. I can fit it in the van and I can organize it in a way that it's usable and like, it doesn't take up a ton of space in my van. But it does take up the whole van, but I'm saying like, I can organize it in a way. I don't have to stack shit in weird ways and like just throw shit in there. That day, I had 50 overflow, over 50 overflow. And my fucking van was too full to fit everything in any kind of normal organized way. I got about 2/3 of the way through and then I just had to start shoving shit in random places. It like nonsensically just fucking randomly putting shit in different places. So this was literally the fucking perfect storm of a route. Just the absolute worst fucking route I've ever gotten in my life. I've been doing this for like 2 years now. And it just pissed me off, bro. It just sent me over the fucking edge. I wanted to like not finish it on purpose to like show them that I don't know, like the only way that you can fight back sometimes is to do that. Like in my mind, that's how I feel. Like no matter what you tell them, no matter what you say, they can't do anything about it because Amazon is controlling all that shit. And even if they can do something about it, they'll just tell you that they can't. So it's like, you're just fucked. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go extra slow today. I'm gonna go stupid slow and not finish my route for the first time ever. And since I first started at my first DSP like 2 years ago, whatever. I'm gonna not finish today for the first time at this company, and we'll see how they feel about that. But then partway through the day, my mental cleared and I was able to refocus and regain and be like, okay, listen, you don't want to get fired. There's no point in making extra drama when it's not necessary. Let's just file a complaint and bring up this route thing at the end of the day and let that be it. So that's where I landed. But the whole point of what I was starting this, the whole thing that made me think of this is that I was getting out of my van on one of these business stops to take some packages into this like oil change place or something. And I had a big ass heavy box in my hands, huge fucking heavy box. And I was stepping out of my van and I slipped off the fucking step in my van. Because, you know, it's wet and I don't know if the grip was gone or not, but like half the time in these fucking vans, there's pieces just fucking missing because people treat them like shit, obviously. And so I don't know if the grip was gone or not, but I slipped and I fucking fully fell back and landed on both of my elbows with the box in my hand, my full weight just coming down on both my elbows. And like, you can't really see it, but like I kind of scraped myself there, a little thing there, but you know, it's not too bad, but my elbows are fucking sore and they hurt today. And that pissed me off too. So yeah, that's my venting today, I guess, because I guess I needed to talk that out because that was yesterday. Today is my first off day of the week, and holy fuck, did it tried to mentally break me, honestly. It was close. And like I was even thinking before I even got to my first stop, you know, I had the route, I had my van all loaded up, fucked up, and I knew what this day was gonna be. The rain's coming down hard as shit. And I was thinking about, I might just fucking quit right now. I might just drive this van back because I feel like Amazon's spitting in my face right now. They don't care about my safety. They already don't care about my comfort at all. I already know that, right? That's a given. Like, the job is so shitty that it's very apparent that they don't care about the comfort, which is okay. You know, that's fine. It's a job and you choose to take a job, right? But now they're making it clear that they don't give a fuck about my safety either. So that's a problem, you know? I'm not going to tolerate like being physically abused at my job. So, yeah, dude, it just pissed me off. And I got back to the station and I complained to dispatch. I was like, okay, who do I talk to, first of all, about the weather thing? Like, who makes that decision? And it's Amazon. Amazon broadly makes that decision, whether we deliver or not. So I was like, okay, how do I submit a complaint to Amazon? And the dude was like, just text me and I'll submit the complaint for you. And that to me just felt like a redirection, basically. Like I don't know, like getting me to not complain about it. Like, I'm gonna complain to him and then he's not gonna do anything with it. So we'll see about that. But then the second thing was like, I was like, this route is fucking insane. And I basically broke down all the things that I said to you guys just now. And the dude agreed with me. You know, he could tell that I was frustrated and pissed off. So like, I think he was just being agreeable. But I watched him type up the message to the station saying, hey, all the shit that I said, this route is ridiculous. This route is insane. It makes no sense. Another thing that I forgot to mention about this route is that they... obviously on a route, they route you through it, right? So it stops, you know, 1 through 186. And the way that they design these routes in the order that you do them is sometimes really fucking nonsensical and stupid. The algorithm is sometimes like really retarded. Like, it'll have stop 3 right next to stop 60. And you're like, why? Why am I starting in the middle, going down, and then coming back up to go back to the middle and then go up? It makes no fucking sense. It's just extra time that I'm wasting. And then on the micro level, it'll be like you're going down a road on a country road and you drive past a stop, you know, and sometimes this makes sense because you're going all the way down to the end of the road and then you're turning around anyway. So then you hit the other ones that you're coming back by. But in this situation, it's not that. You're driving past the stop, going to a stop further than it, going back to that stop, and then turning around again to go back somewhere else. It's like, why didn't you just have me hit this first stop and then hit the second stop, and then I just have to turn around one time? And that happens multiple times in this route. So it's like everything that could be shitty about a route, bro. Everything. The weather, every aspect of the actual route. I fucking injured myself. I got dogs chasing me, like everything. Literally everything. So yeah, he typed that up, and he was like, yeah, I can't guarantee that they're gonna do anything. And I was like, okay, but you can take me off the route, right? Like at my previous DSP, they told me, like, hey, if you're having a shitty route and you don't want that route, just come to us and we can make sure that you don't have that route the next day, because we don't want your mental to be fucked up. And I was like, oh, cool, that's dope. And I utilized that multiple times because I was like, hey guys, I've been having this fucking route for the past 2 weeks and I'm getting sick of it. It's pissing me off. Can I get a different route? And no problem. They switched me up. So I know it's possible, right? And the dude was like, well, I can't do that, but you'd have to talk to blank and blank in the morning, like the morning of your shift. And I was like, okay, so does that mean I have to come in early, or can I just message them? And he was like, both. Like you could message them, but it's not guaranteed that it's gonna happen. The best thing is to show up early. So now I have to show up early and then make that same complaint again and hope that they'll give me a different route, which is what I'm gonna do. But it just goes to show you like how shitty this fucking job is. And it's honestly getting to the point where it's not worth the positives for me. If we can't fix some of this stuff, it's not worth the positives. Let me list the positives since we're going through all of it, right? So it's 4 days a week, 10-hour shifts. If you want to, you can write out your route and get 10 hours, which I'm gonna start doing. At my previous DSP, I would run all the time because we would get our bonuses consistently. The DSP was better than this current one, because the way that works is that if your overall performance as a team is shitty, like you're bringing too many packages back, like you're not finishing your routes, or you're getting too many violations or whatever, then they take away your bonus. And then individually, you can't have like anything you're doing wrong, like metric wise. And if that's all good, if both of those things are good, then you get your bonus. And your bonus is, if you finish before 9 hours, then you get the, it's a fill up. So you get the remaining chunk of that shift up to 9 hours paid for. So at my old DSP, I would end up finishing in like 6 to 7 hours every day. So I'd get a bunch of bonus time and I'd have a bunch of extra time at home. I'd get 36 hours a week instead of 40, but I was only working like 26. So it worked out great for me. So I got used to running, and I like the cardio. I was getting, I was getting into fitness and stuff. So I was just viewing it as cardio, and it was good. I was just running all day and finishing at like 4 o'clock, 3:30 sometimes even 2:30, and going home super early and getting paid for the rest of the day. So I kind of carried that, like the mentality of like wanting to finish quick is still in my head, but we never get our fucking bonus at this place. And that's partially my fault because I get speeding violations sometimes. So sometimes it's on me, but I'm never getting my bonus anyway. So I might as well just fucking go slow and ride out the whole day and get my full 40 hours every week. So anyway, let me get back to the positives. The positives, 4 days a week, which is so nice. I love having 3 days off a week. It's super good. And it would be hard to go back to a 5-day-a-week job. The other thing is that you get to be by yourself. You know, you're no manager is looking over your shoulder and making sure you're fucking like nitpicking you and like micromanaging you and shit. As long as you're doing your shit, you know, if you're falling behind and stuff, they're gonna call you and they're gonna text you and be like, hey, speed up, like what are you doing, blah blah blah. But other than that, you're on your own. You do your own thing. You have your own route that you do at your pace, right? You can take breaks as long as you want, as long as you finish your route. So That's good. And then the pay is like decent compared to like what you can get entry level, just going out and getting something like really quick. The pay is pretty decent. So I think that's the end of the list of positives. I think. I guess you could look and say the exercise is a positive, but not really. Like, I don't really care that much about that. I'm already getting plenty of exercise. So the negatives at this point on this route anyway, and in this situation that I'm in, especially with the extreme example of yesterday, it was just super fucking terrible. It's starting to outweigh the positives. And I'm like, maybe I should start looking for a job again. The only thing that stops me there, like the main thing that stops me there, is the 4 days a week thing, because it's a huge, that's like the thing that I like about it pretty much. Having 3 days off a week is insanely valuable compared to 2 days. But I digress. I guess that's my venting for the day. 26 minutes of venting. I'm about to go hit chest and then go home and work on some more stuff. So yeah, I've been thinking about like I guess I'll end it with this. I've been thinking about like how I want to talk on this channel, like what I want to say, because it's already shifted a little bit from like motivational, like discipline, like stuff like that, you know, because that had been what was on my mind, you know, and I'm kind of moving past that in a way that like I don't have to think about that stuff anymore. It's not like something that I need to have on my mind anymore. It's just the way I do things now, and I like that. I love that, obviously, but and I said this in multiple videos, I think, coming up, like this is what it is right now, but it might not always be this, you know, just me talking about this stuff, because this is what I'm thinking about right now. But I don't want to make this into an AI channel, because all I'm thinking about these days is AI, pretty much. I want to make a separate channel for that. So I don't know, like, I still want to continue the videos of this, obviously. I thought about that too, like, oh man, I'm not really even making any good content. Like, I'm just talking bullshit. But the purpose of this channel, I don't think, is to make good content. I think it is just to talk my bullshit, because the value I feel in this channel that I've actually attained from doing the videos is I've gotten more comfortable talking and more comfortable just flowing off the brain and saying shit. And even just saying that right now and like calling myself out that I'm not calculating what I'm saying made me start calculating a little bit and like getting in my head a little bit. So that it's been helping with that. And so I don't want to stop these videos. I want to keep doing a daily video where I just talk about something. So I guess, you know, talking it out right now, it helps me a little bit. I'm just gonna talk about whatever, bro. It can literally be whatever. It might be some AI shit, like it might be girls, it might be, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about girls right now, but like I'm just saying shit. Anyway, I'm building a website for my brother's mobile detailing business right now, and that's my first like major project for this AI stuff. And I'm finally starting to get to a point where I can like really do it the right way, it feels like. So gonna go hit chest, get back to that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.